Let's talk about how and when we apply for financial aid. Now, first of all, we don't actually apply for financial aid until our student is a senior in high school. And financial aid applications do not become accessible until October 1st of their senior year. The earliest deadline, and I'm going to talk about the fact that every college is different, but the earliest deadline, and this only applies if you're applying early, is November 1st. So no matter what, we have at least a month to complete these financial aid applications. And again, that's the earliest deadline in the country, only used by a small percentage of schools. But if we are applying early, many of these colleges will want them, if not by November 1st, by November 15th or December 1st. If we're applying regular decision, the deadlines tend to be after the new year, closer to March 1st. But again, everybody's a little bit different. So to that point, once we determine where we're going to be applying to college, and let's say we apply to 8 colleges, it's up to us to figure out exactly what they require and exactly when it's due. And these schools are not great with communication. And if they do communicate at all, it's probably just going to be to the student. So they're just going to reach out to the student to say, here's what we need, here's how we need it, here's when we need it by. And when we need it is a critical part of this process. We have to be perfect with our deadlines, because if we miss a deadline, most colleges are going to give you less money. There's some schools that'll be a little relaxed around it, but those schools are in the minority. So do not give any of these colleges an excuse to give you less money. You have to be perfect with your deadlines. Now, just about every college is going to require the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, which we'll talk about in some detail in the next lesson here. But in addition to that, many of these private colleges outside of the FAFSA will also require a second form called the CSS profile, okay? The College Scholarship Selection Profile. Again, required by most private colleges in addition to the FAFSA. To further complicate matters, we have some schools that, in lieu of the CSS profile, require their own institutional form. Princeton, for example, has their own institutional form that they require in addition to the FAFSA. University of Pennsylvania is an example of a college that requires a third application, the FAFSA, the CSS profile, and then their own institutional application. The reason I share this is to show you the wide range that every college uses to go through or apply for financial aid at their school, and they're not going to be great about communicating this information to you. So it is up to you as an applicant, as a student, as a parent, to visit each one of your college's websites and see again exactly what they need, when they need it, and how they need it.